Salutations, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play the Darkest Dungeon. I'm your host, BrainBoy20, and when we last left off, we did a small minor milk run in order to just get some more stuff for us to use, and to pass around the wealth. And now we're taking a slightly different group, but still a fairly similar group, back into the farmstead, because we encountered the lights. Tumultuous currents in the ether bluster with extra vigor tonight. The comet particulates vibrate with extra intensity. I'm guessing that just means there's more chances for random torchlight effects to happen. You've got everything at max level, so I'm not forgetting, because I really don't want you to have anything at, like, level... I want you to be as strong as you can be. Okay, good. Trinkets. We're going with Virtue Scummy trinkets again, because Virtue Scum trinkets are good trinkets. Not much else we can really do because we can't force them to get new good quirks. With the amount of money we have, though, before I forget, he's getting treated for a disease. Do we want anyone here to force a quirk? Because I kind of didn't check. Not you, Danvers. I think you actually had a quirk I wanted to keep. No. Faded is not great. On guard. Risk taker is not that great on you. So I'm gonna ditch risk taker here, because you can get blight. I'd like you to keep your dodge. Extra food being eaten is not horrible. Vuxpont. You don't have anything I want you to keep. Touche. Right, I just looked at you. Harriet. Got Hardskin Slugger. Nothing particularly good here. I'm not going to put Hovel in there because that's a bad idea. Not messing with the Jester we have here. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this Jester because I just realized we have two Jesters.
Send this one to journey elsewhere, for we have need of sterner stock.
Right, so that makes this a little bit less confusing looking. And we had another named person join us, but he's currently undergoing medical treatment, so he's not crazy. Like, energy pugs, can't do that. I'm not going to give Waka the Crimson Curse. Fridge. You'll meditate. You both can go to the tavern and get drunk. Horrifically drunk. You gotta love her. Vasily. I thought you were good at gambling. You're not good at gambling. Wait, what? Oh yeah, no, get additional stress increase from here, or decrease. Alright, that's most of our gold spent. Let's go to the farmstead and see what we can do this time. I still make use of marking, so it should be good. I just hope we roll better positive. I hope we roll better virtues this time, really. No one here needs the blood. We need laudanum, we need a bunch of food, torchlight is worthless, and shovels are equally worthless. So, a bunch of laudanum, a bunch of bandages, and maybe like 2 of both of these, just in case. I know I could use the holy water for stuff, and I just need to remember that I can do it. Let's go. The miller, his wife, and his workforce, trapped forever in a fragmented shard of reality. Let's see what randomness appears here. Maybe it's a scripted thing, and I'm just an idiot. We did kill the sleeper last time, so eh. I hope we don't encounter the sleeper again. Oh, okay, I know how to manage the sleeper this time. And I also hope I don't mess up as bad as I did last time when I was fighting people and trying to get another virtue, because I would have came into that last fight with it still bugs me, because I would have went into the last fight with another virtue on, and him having his actual relics, meaning he would be healing for decent amounts. Alright. For the very first section, because your stress is low-ish, I'm not going to have you have both those trinkets on. So let's go to the farmstead. That was quick. What, no ironic witticism? Alright. Start striking. And then probably grape shot. Ooh, you got the stress debuff. Alright. Weakening curse on any of them? No one really needs healing, so we'll just weakening curse on you. Just so you don't hit us as hard. Grape shot blast, it can kill people. Wow. You're horrible.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
One of them. That's basically all I was asking for, is one of these guys to die. Haunting Revelation, which is going to cause you some stress. Who knows, maybe I'll get Bercy to get his virtue quickly, when the fights are still relatively easy. No one really... Okay, you can kind of use the healing, but not really. I'll still do it. If the second rake hits...
Confidence surges as the enemy
I didn't hit the
crumbles.
invisible guy, so I am going to grape shot blast. Ouch. That is disappointing. You know what? We'll just start inspiring some of our men to crit. Let's get the accuracy up, because we're just missing constantly. Why is it as soon as I start the Darkest Dungeon? Look, it's... The Darkest Dungeon seems to be the one that I get the most problems on. And that Windows doing silly things. Alright, we're gonna have to mark the horse.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Love to, but I'm going to crit.
Their formation is
farmhand
broken.
down.
Maintain the offensive.
Right, we're going to vulnerability hex you. I'm going to hope that you don't decide to do the plowing thing. The plowy thing of annoyance. You did. And the seeds of madness are sown. That tracking shot, we can't get through it, and they're probably going to just send us all around.
Another abomination, cleansed from our lands.
I'm going to just let the grape shot blast, because it's about one of the only ways we can deal damage to the horse. You're fine with the horrors. We'll just keep our buffs rolling. I mean, you got no choice but to heal this man.
Vigor is restored.
Okay, so this is actually, like, slightly longer? Okay, it moved everyone around. And there's another horse. Jester, Jester, if you can go fast. Jester, Jester. Outlast.
Annihilated.
Wow. Okay, we'll slam. And that's actually because we're kind of getting back to the original group.
Their cursed champion falls.
That worked. That was actually a really good turn. Surprisingly. That's basically why I have Finale.
A singular strike.
Because Finale is quite awful to deal with as a skill. Or, the big guys are awful to deal with, but I can at least get rid of some of the big guys, usually.
As the fiend falls,
One down.
a faint hope blossoms.
This rake should kill both of you. It didn't. You got a limited time emote. Sure. I can't cheer on my own channel. Football giveaway for 3 others in the chat. Thank you, my good friend. I wasn't even aware that was a thing. Thank you, my good man, for the generous donation bits. Reality bends, but it's not too horrible. And it gets them moderately stressed, which is all I'm looking for. Now, does it mean football as in the soccer matches that are going on right now? Because I know all the memes running around these days are basically soccer matches or bust. You know what? I trust
Decimated.
in our abomination's means of killing the herald and the aberration.
Begone, fiend.
Yeah. Their stress is at a good level. I'd rather have the combat buffs. Hello. All these farm hands. So little time.
Impressive.
That is impressive.
Eradicated.
Fair enough. I was just making sure that I wasn't being absolutely moronic. Maybe. If you bleed... Okay, even if you bleed, you're not going to kill it. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Ooh, Ceaseless Labor. It's not crit. Alright. Maybe crystals? It is crystals. Okay, you could just heal yourself. Or...
Executed with impunity.
We'll have the Battle Ballad still rolling, because I know what's going to happen. We'll have him just transform back. Because that'll de-stress everyone else. You can spend your turn healing yourself. You'll transform back. Pass turn. So the stars are going to shift at the start of the next area.
Safe from the comet's maddening light.
If only...
For now.
Only... No, if I brought one of the crystal shard things with me, the comet dust, I could have forced Herbert to have his check here, and then use it to de-stress him immediately in case there was a problem. But as it stands, we're gonna have to ditch the Brawler's gloves, which will boost his crit chance. That much is certain. It'll boost his crit chance. You know what, you could just crack the fair and get rid of your stress for now. We're gonna try to force you to have your madness. Please be a splendorous light. There is no splendorous light. Alright. Please work, please work, please work. Oh, it didn't make you stress out yet.
Destroyed.
Well, it hits you slightly. We're gonna weakening on the Foreman just so we can try to get some damage rolling through him, but... Well, we can Grape
The
Shot.
ground quakes.
I wanted a tracking, but I guess Grape Shot's better just to get the Foreman in the front. So the Seeds... Jester, I think, has less Blight Resist, so he's gonna get Blighted. Never mind. Many Hands... I think that's a heal and a buff. No, it's just a buff. You're always just barely beyond what was needed. I will gladly tracking shot you, because you have nothing else that is spawned here. And we can't kill you with this stuff, so you can weakening curse again.
Precision and power.
Basically make him deal nothing. Need him to get stressed. You dodge. That's actually pretty nice. You both dodge. That's not okay. This should be the turn. Do you get it? Maybe. We'll keep the buffs rolling because I like being at max crit chance. You've got tracking shot rolling. I'm going to smack you both around. You can get the negative from whatever. I guess Herbert just does not want to go insane. I can't imagine why. Seeds of Madness. Focused. Okay, that's a much better buff.
A moment of clarity in the eye of the storm.
Might have been a problem. Well, he got his buff now. The farmhand gets a chance to live for a little while. I want to see who gets stressed out next. No one really needs the healing, so we'll just debuff. It's nice that these guys don't have a, like, a 100% debuff resist, because that actually would... I would hate that. I would hate dealing with it. Alright. Ooh. Excellent. Can you get the debuff on it? It's got marked. Alright. You deal with the ones in the front.
Obliterated.
And... total
A time to perform
obliteration.
beyond one's limits.
Oh. I was hoping for total obliteration. That just didn't happen. He's gonna paw the ground. We left the corpse here. If the corpse doesn't disappear, we can hit him with our strongest attacker right now. Actually, what do the focus buffs do? Okay, focused gives him a 10% bonus to crit and a 10 plus bonus to accuracy, as well as the normal virtue buff of 25% to everything. That's acceptable. If we can't do anything else, then we're just gonna heal. We'll heal the people who are most likely to be harmed by all this.
Another one falls.
Alright. Yeah, focused is definitely a much better buff on you. You're gonna pass. I want you to suffer stress. We'll keep Battle Ballad rolling, because I'm reasonably certain that the next thing is going to be a fight. So I think that's an eyeball icon. Or that's a crescent moon icon, and that just means you get to have a rest site there. As is before,
A powerful blow.
hit the horse. Pistol shot the horse. We don't kill the horse, but we deal most of its health and damage. Kill the thing behind it. And Jester, you just keep doing jestery things. You play the lute while the world is burning. Alright, that's stress plus blight. Ooh, okay. Well, that's definitely gonna hurt. But your resistances are higher, so that should be okay. Oh, that causes bleed? I didn't know that.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
I would like to transform them back, just so I can do healing shenanigans here. It's just there's not really one that would allow me to do that. This is not a time for it. So we'll just bite you to death, and then heal you up a little bit, because you're the one that's technically the most injured, although you'll still transform back. He got his virtue.
Battle behind, battle ahead. But for a moment, peace.
Yeah, his virtue is he is currently focused. With the focused buff, he has an additional plus 10% chance to critting. Beyond his normal. So, we can move the Ancestor's Tentacle Idol back to the Jester, just in case the Jester gets stressed out repeatedly for whatever reason. It's basically just to have something on him. And I think Focused also drops stress for everyone else, meaning it's going to be a little bit harder to get what I wanted to have happen, but I can just accept it for now. Blazing. Damage versus marked, an additional bonus to debuff. Oh, right.
An open door to parts and times unknown.
That is the worst roll that I could have gotten. You still got your damage buffs from Rake, so we can still start trying to kill these things. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. Do I want a grape shot? I do. I don't want
Devastating
I
blow.
want the armored maggot dead, because if I get diseased here, I'm going to have problems. We will weakening curse on the
A
champion,
decisive pummeling.
so we can actually start dealing damage to the champion before too long, and then we'll start slicing and dicing these people, because we have the buffs for 2 more rounds. Okay, you're hitting this guy. Herbert takes the hit, but it's not too bad. The barnacle barrier was what I was afraid of, but that's why I dropped his protection to begin with. Just so he's killable. We're not gonna rage again, we're just gonna rake.
Masterfully executed.
The rake worked perfectly. I would heal him, but he's probably gonna get healed. I'm instead just gonna keep dropping the Pelagic Champion's defense, so the Pelagic Champion, when the time comes, can actually die. And we'll just get our buffs rolling again.
Inspiration and improvement.
So Sea Breeze is gonna heal, but it's not gonna get through the debuffs. Nocticestus, I don't think it causes that much bleed. He did get blood. He didn't cause a bleed anyway. Bloodletter might be a problem though. Oh. I'm guessing that's a damage buff or crit buff, maybe? Whatever it is, it was a good buff. I want to heal, but at the same time, I'm going to vulnerability hex the Bloodletter. I want to hit him hard. Hit him hard we do. The champion will get out of the debuff cycle soon, but until then we can still take another turn with this. That should cause the bleed. Just stress? Okay. Why are you targeting Russell? I mean, Russell survived it. Break happens. I'll gladly do another pistol shot in the Bloodletter.
A victory. Perhaps a turning point.
Continue playing the song of your people. We'll start by healing our Abomination a little bit. This champion has survived through virtue of having 60% protection. I am not a big fan of it, nor would I like to continue this in the future. A decent heal.
Sedated.
I could be angry at the heals he's doing, but being angry at it is just not worth it.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Alright, here's where the problem can happen. Because they're going to spearfish, because they're going to try to move Jester to get hit by the Octocestus. Okay, just bark barrier. Never mind. Seeds of Madness. Well, Jester... You see, the Jester kind of disagrees with what you're planning to do. I thought you actually didn't kill anyone. That's just straight impressive. What buff are you doing?
Back to the pit.
You know what? I don't know, and I don't think I want to know. Alright, it's gonna be the Jester's turn. The Jester's just gonna finale this for a while. The Jester's kind of my setup. He's kind of the promise of a threat, where if you move the Jester out of his position, the Jester will kill
At last, some sheltered corner of reality.
Default party order. We'll speak with Mildred again. Disquieting interaction, which gives us another occultist incense. I could spend some food. Technically, I should consider doing a stress heal on Herbert, because even with all his buffs, it's just not really enough. I'm so happy his virtue undoes basically the trinket's negative and gives him still a bonus beyond. The next boss is usually about here. What do I want to do? Do I want to heal you up a little bit? You know what? I'll spend 4 bits of food to make it so our Jester doesn't really need the heal to begin with.
Anchored on solid ground once more.
No one here is particularly stressed. You're back to full health. you still got most of your raking buffs, so we'll continue to rake them in. Because this is a plow horse... Oh. You didn't get the stuff that I wanted you to get. Well, we can hit the farmhand. I have the feeling that we're going to paw the ground. It's just a feeling. So I will try. I will definitely try to deal with you before you paw the ground. Ooh. That was bad. His stress is also starting to become an issue, so we're probably going to have to start de-stressing him. Sure, you know what? You can take the heal. I don't mind. We'll rake him to death next turn anyway.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
And you know, there might be 2 crystals. Who knows? We'll start working on his stress heal.
The blood quickens.
And at the same time, we'll work on his actual heal. Nothing spawned. There's another foreman. We have all our buffs together, so maybe we can kill the foreman in one go. I'm not particularly certain of this, but we might be able to. Okay, it has to be the accuracy and crit buff. That's the only thing I could think of. No, you didn't kill them. That's actually impressive. You did. Does Jester want to shank? I think Jester wants to shank this guy. Jester does. Jester also bleeds them both. So there's going to be a many hands buff, which gives him protection and speed, but he's going to die one way or the other. And we dodge it anyway. Well, at least the crystal doesn't dodge. That's impressive. We'll keep the inspiring tune rolling. Yeah, like I said, he's dead. So, weakening curse? No one exactly needs the healing, the Jester's the only one that could use it, and even then, that's kind of eh.
This is how a life is taken.
No trespassers. Bleed and marked. I am not happy about this. Oh, baby, let's start a rabble.
Soothed. Sedated.
No, Jester's back at full. You don't have the crit buff anymore, but you know what? I guess that's okay. Wow. Alright, well, Jester's probably going... Oh, no. No, 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 please, no. Okay, good. I want them to get stressed. I don't want them to get the mortality debuff. Because the mortality debuff makes this a lot harder than it has any right to be. I'll probably use a bandage on him because 8 per turn is nothing to scoff at. Yeah. Because it's still 8 per turn, so we'll use one of our bandages. We can, like, spare a bandage, I guess. And when he transforms, he'll de-stress everyone else and get his health back. That's a good start. Who are you buffing this time? Oh, you're actually buffing someone who might actually be able to use it. Surprising. He transforms back because of the Sleeper's Dream.
The instruments pause, but the symphony will soon
Please ignore
continue.
my stomach. I had eaten something at 6, and I haven't eaten something for 4 hours, and apparently my stomach just says, you know what, you're hungry now. Even though I'm actually not fat. Herbert is definitely a good boy, but it's time to stress people out. Because I'm reasonably certain this is the next boss fight, and I want to have at least 2 virtues before I do that. Or attempt to get 2 virtues. So everyone, just one last checkup, actually has the skills that are good. You've got Mockery, you've got Clean Guns, and you have Dark Ritual plus Dark Strength. Flame's color is somehow wrong.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
We can eat 4, heal up everyone. Definitely want to do Psych Up. I definitely want to do Clean Guns. Mockery gets all companions minus 20 stress, except for the targeted one. I think. So you're at that amount of stress. Dark Strength will boost your stress, but will give a ton of damage to this good gentleman. And then Eye of the Tiger will go out on you. I would like to get rid of the Blight, but I don't really have a means of doing that. Now here's where things are going to suck. Because you're going to be temporarily without your good trinkets. Matchstick is going to go out on the Jester. Wolf's Tassel is going to go out on Herbert. You're going to get the Hero's Ring, you're going to get the Ancestor's Idol. Sorry, I'm always antsy about this. Let's go.